There are levels to things. Before you do something big, you have to be able to do something small. Before you can be trusted to do big things, you have to be trusted with small things. However, most people will try to immediately go for the big things and not start the small things. You have to be able to roll around first. Then you can start crawling. Once you can start crawling, you can start trying to stand up. When you can stand up, that's when you try to walk. And when you are able to walk, that is when you try to jog. And when you are able to jog, that is when you run. And when you are able to run, that's when you sprint. But you get the idea, you get the big picture. The thing is, sometimes we are a little too ahead of ourselves, and oftentimes we are way too ambitious than is good for us. And we decide goals and set goals for ourselves that, frankly speaking, we're not capable of achieving it yet. We set big goals for ourselves, and we think that in 1 month or 1 year we're going to be able to achieve it. Only problem is we don't have the foundations needed to achieve that goal. You want to gain 10 kilograms of muscle within the next few months, that's great and all, but if you're not able to stay consistent with eating 4 meals a day, this is not yet even talking about tracking calories and all that. If you can't even eat 4 meals a day consistently for 30 days straight, then you can't expect to gain 10 kilograms of muscles in a few months. Likewise, if you have big goals for yourself, you want to get the grade, you want to get the A star, you want to get the good grades, you want to get all these academic achievements, that's great and all. But you're not going to be able to achieve that if you're not even willing to do, let's say, 3 past papers a day. It's just not gonna happen. If you're unable to do the small stuff, we're not even talking about the big stuffs. Oftentimes we think about these big, giant, ambitious goals as something that we can reach in one big, meaningful step, when in reality it's just a compilation of a million small steps. We think that we're gonna get that 100% or that A star in our next exam if we cram like 20 past papers in the night before, but reality is that's not how it works. If we want to achieve those big things, we have to be able to be trusted with the small things. That includes being consistent every day, even though you don't feel like it, even though it's already getting boring, even though you feel like there's so much more exciting new novel experiences out ahead, but you still do it anyways. When there's so many other things that you could be doing, but you instead decide to put your head down and do past papers instead, that's when great things start to happen. When you stay consistent for days on end, that's when most people quit. But when you stay going, when you keep the ball rolling, you end up doing something that most people aren't willing to do. And as a result, you're going to get the result that most people aren't going to get. However, this all stems from being loyal and consistent with the small things, because you can't achieve great big things if you can't even be trusted with small things. You see all those people in social media who have achieved big, great things. $10 million per month, let's say. They've achieved, managed to went to Harvard, let's say 1500 on their SAT, 4.0 GPA. All those people, they all achieved those great things from what? From a million small consistent steps that they took and stayed loyal to every single day. You're not gonna achieve those big great things if you slack off. Does a man Does a person brush his teeth vigorously for 1 hour and expect his teeth to be clean for the rest of the week? Or does he brush it consistently twice a day, every single day throughout the week to keep it clean? Really, it's not about the one big action that we take during a one period of time. Really, it's about the small little steps we take, the millions amount of steps we take every single day that actually contribute to us achieving the next big goal that we set out for ourselves. Because really, everything great, it started from something small. It started from a dream, and it started from someone who kept that dream alive. It started from someone who, no matter the circumstances, no matter how he felt, no matter how bored he was, no matter how exciting other opportunities may be, he stayed loyal to that dream, and he stayed consistent and went through with it. So really, you already know what you should do. Because really the boring path is the way. The small, consistent, grueling steps every day is the way. It's just that are you willing to pay the price or not? Most people aren't. So most people aren't going to get that price. But if you're willing to put in the work despite all those boredom and despite all the lack of motivation, the lack of discipline, the lack of drive, no matter how unspecial you may feel like, if you decide to just keep putting the work in and realize that every time you want to give up, it means that you're one step closer to your goals, then you are by all means going to achieve it. Because as long as you don't give up, you're still heading for success. The surefire way to fail is to fail and give up in those small, inconsistent steps. To give up in those small, consistent steps. Because no matter how small, if you're still making steps every day, if you're still making progress every day, that's still progress at the end of the day. You're still making something. You're still producing something at the end of the day. And that is success. And you've already have it within you.